What's up, folks? I'm back with another reaction, back with some more 80s synth pop, and we're back with some more Erasure. And we're going back to their 1988 album, The Innocents. We're going to listen to the first tune on the album. I reacted to Ship of Fools and Chains of Love because those two songs I was familiar with, like from my youth, from my single-digit 80s experiences. But the rest of the album, as far as I know, at least by the names of the tunes, I don't remember them. Now, as with a lot of stuff in the 80s, it's highly likely that there's at least one or two songs on here that once they start, it might strike a chord, it might, make me remember having heard it on the radio at some point, or, in some like old mixtape. Because my sister and my mom, and I think even myself, we used to like record like Friday and Saturday night mixes where they'd play a bunch of 80s music like in succession, like a DJ was playing, rather than just, one tune and then, hey, I'm the MC, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I may have heard some of these, but as far as I know, the only two that I was definitely familiar with is Ship of Fools and Chains of Love. So yeah, the first tune is A Little Respect. Don't know what to think about the tune, but I will say, Erasure songs, so far as I've known them, and now explored, or beginning to explore their albums in more detail. It seems like a lot of their songs are not just about like intimate relationships between lovers, but they're about like the passion, the love, like in those relationships, what it can do to you, but how it can make you feel like you're losing control and so on. So again, I know, generally speaking, romance is a theme found in pretty much every genre of music. Like even techno, you might not be surprised, or you might be surprised to discover. Nevertheless, I would say that they seem to deal with their songs seem to deal with love in a sort of very like passionate and like deeply felt way. They're less, Depeche Mode has a lot of songs about love and intimate sexual relationships, but they're kind of like deeply, darkly psychological, whereas it feels like Erasure songs they might be about the pain associated with love. They might be about like the topsy-turvy way it makes you feel, but it feels like it's like a passionately felt, like romantic articulation of love and relationships and lovers and so on. So, we'll see if that has anything to do with this, but I wouldn't be surprised. Nevertheless, let's start it. This is A Little Respect by Erasure, first song on their Innocence album, or The Innocence, 1988. I like the groove already. Feels kind of like hopeful, like getting ready at the beginning of your day to do something important. For breaking my heart, I'm so in love with you. It's hilarious. No respect? Oh. Friend of the channel, Han Solo, has commented that Vince has sort of gotten a reputation that like he really can learn how to write for a particular singer. I mentioned that in the context of Moyet and Yazoo, but I hear it with Erasure, like since like they work around Bell's voice, they accentuate it. I like the chorus. It's very like, it feels like we're on a journey, like looking out the windows of a train or something. Like it has a nice groove, but it's not like, I don't know, it's less like silly in a good way. Like I like some of his silly tunes, Vince, but this one feels a little more like heartfelt. And is there an acoustic guitar in there? I'm trying to figure out if it's a synth or an acoustic guitar layer. like falsetto vocal with that little respect, like under it. Stripped down but sort of tender outro. Again, the ubiquitous fade, which I'll always comment on, but yeah, that was cool. I didn't pick up on as much of the lyrics because the sonics were sort of dominating, but what I did hear is it does sound like he was talking to a lover, and he was basically saying like, you know, you put me through a lot, I don't know why you make it so hard on me, but ultimately, you know, I really do love you, and I'd appreciate if you could just give me a little respect, to just, you know, appreciate the emotion and the passion I have for you and what it means to me. So yeah, I do think it's getting at some of the themes that I feel like have sort of characterized what I know about the group so far. And yeah, it's interesting to me that you know, this is the group that Vince Clarke has stuck with, and you know, that they have continued to make music over the decades. And in fact, again, a friend of the channel, Han Solo, mentioned that part of the reason might be is that, you know, Vince Clarke likes sort of being in the background. He likes doing his thing. He's good in the studio, but he doesn't really want to be the face of any group. He doesn't want to be like the center of attention under the spotlight. And so the fact that Andy Bell is a very like, you know, emphatic and sort of energetic performer ultimately allows him to sort of kind of be his more staid and stoic self, and just, you know, get the work done with the engineering and the synths and the keyboard. And so therefore it's sort of the perfect match, you know, whereas, you know, as I've talked about in the videos with Yazoo, their personalities were sort of like perfectly unmatched in terms of like they couldn't really find a good working groove, and you know, she was sort of like very aggressive with him to try to, you know, draw him out, but that just made him withdraw more. So yeah, it is interesting to think that, you know, the Andy Bell Vince Clarke combination is the one that sort of has worked for Vince seemingly better than any other in his distinguished musical career. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like that one. Let me know if there's another tune on the Innocents you'd like to hear a reaction to. Short of getting any particular request, I'll probably just keep going through it in order, although again, I've already done a couple, so I'll be skipping over a couple. But yeah, if there is one you'd like to hear, let me know. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I will see you next time. Peace.